1. A different spirit. Numbers 14:24. But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land into which he went, and his descendants shall possess it. A. God described Caleb as one who had a different spirit. He compared his character to the 10 men who went with Joshua and Caleb to spy out the promised land. B. What does it mean to have a different spirit? At 1. We can learn from Joshua's and Caleb's actions what it means to have a different spirit, Numbers 13-14. At 2. Some of the qualities they expressed were: I. They were courageous warriors. They were willing and ready to fight. Numbers 13:30. Then Caleb quieted the people before Moses, and said, Let us go up at once and take possession, for we are well able to overcome it. 2. They saw the possibilities or the opportunities that were ahead of them instead of focusing on the negative. Numbers 14:6-7. And Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes and said to all the congregation of the people of Israel, The land, which we passed through to spy it out, is an exceedingly good land. 3. They had complete trust in God to help them succeed. They believed God would do as he had promised. Numbers 14:8. If the Lord delights in us, he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land that flows with milk and honey. 4. They knew that the Lord was with them and therefore considered their enemies as already defeated. They recognized that with the presence of God any battle was already won. Numbers 14:9. Only do not rebel against the Lord. And do not fear the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their protection is removed from them, and the Lord is with us, do not fear them. B. They wholeheartedly serve the Lord. This kind of attitude or a spirit such as theirs comes with this very important quality, Numbers 14:24. At 1. No measure of success can be gained without it. It is on account of their different spirit and their full service to God that both Joshua and Caleb not only survived 40 years of wandering in the wilderness but received their inheritance in the promised land, Joshua 14:6-15. At 2. The spirit of Joshua and Caleb wasn't negative in any way. They weren't fearful of their enemies. They didn't speak negatively and transfer the spirit of fear to the people of Israel. Instead, they spoke with confidence and tried to encourage others not to fear but to believe they could make it with God's help. What an attitude! At 3. Their attitude is one to imitate if we want to receive the promises that God has for us. If we want to succeed in our Christian walk and experience God's best, then we must work on our attitude. C. How about Daniel? At 1. Daniel was humble and obedient, and God honored him by raising him to positions of leadership, giving him long life, entrusting visions and dreams to him, as well as with materials. But Daniel had an excellent spirit. Daniel 6:3. Then this Daniel became distinguished above all the other high officials and satraps, because an excellent spirit was in him. And the king planned to set him over the whole kingdom. At 2. King Darius realized there was an excellent spirit within Daniel. At 3. What was this excellent spirit? The Holy Spirit himself. At 4. Daniel interpreted dreams. He prayed with effectiveness. He understood visions. He moved in prophecy. He experienced the miraculous. In other words, he was a man who was filled with the Spirit. That's what made him so successful all the days of his life. D. What kind of spirit do you have? Would God say that you have a different spirit to other people? Would your family say that you have a good spirit? E. We must ask God to impart such a spirit in us. This type of spirit has sustaining power to make it through the tough times. When we carry what God called a different spirit in us, we are likely to overcome all and live victoriously. F. Aim for a different spirit if you want to make a difference in life.